That was a great idea, Sid. I was going to go out there by myself. I didn't know if y'all would want to go. I was going to ask, though.
And neutral gravity. And directions. And start.
Can you feel any air, Amanda?
I'm fine.
I see dish. It sound like dish. That's faded.
All right, you guys are Sydney. I wouldn't mind. I would like to have a rear view camera. No, my car does not have that because I can't really see back
Yeah.
behind that thing.
The only thing is, you know, you hit those blind areas and you don't know if, right here, like I didn't know if anybody be walking around me.
I know one thing I wouldn't want is I don't want it telling me if I'm veering off to another lane.
This does
I
that.
don't like that feature because
And it does the, you get too close, it'll stop you. I'd like to try cars that'll automatically parallel park you.
that does look pretty neat.
I'm cool.
You know, when these directions tell you go north, I'm going, you're going to have to be
Oh,
left
yeah,
or right
y'all
for me.
gonna
I don't know
that's
which way
me
north
too,
is.
man. And they'll try to tell me where something's at, like 27 North. I said, I do landmarks.
Yeah.
That's
Is
how
that Jamie who Jerry is?
Yeah, that's her cousin.
Does she know my cousin Bethany?
That's Jerry's granddaughter is Bethany.
Is she like my cousin or something?
Well, she's related. It's very distant relation, but yeah.
The worst part of any training that I've ever done, like military or whatever, when they did the map readings and stuff like that, lost as a goose. I
You
need
have to learn how to use a compass because I tried to do that in school.
I mean, and doing different degrees and terrains and all that. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, if I can't Uber it or Google it or Waze it.
Well, it's this day and age.
It's kind of obsolete
military
to
is
me.
all right. Everything is precise.
Yeah.
They know probably within 10 feet of where they need to be.
Well, shit, when I was in there, we monitored everything going on. I can only imagine what it's like. You know, if they can tell how many steps Alex took in a 30-second period or whatever, there ain't no telling what intelligence gathering is. Well, we know when we sit there, if you talk about going to Lowe's, Lowe's will be popping up on my apps now.
Yeah.
But the
Always listening.
the worst thing, or the most bizarre thing, is I was just thinking about something one day, and it popped, and I'm like, how did that come up? Because it wasn't something that was common. It was a random.
Sophisticated knowledge of what you would be interested in.
You know Three Dog Night?
But a random. Do I need to turn anywhere? No, this is about 10 miles now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just nothing that you can't plan a perfect crime without having contact. You'd have to leave your cell phone somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
But you know, you can't go in your car. You can't do GPS. You can't do any of that. I've been watching things too about autopsies and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh. If y'all, part of it is being just naked laying on a table spread open for everybody. And I'm like, really? And I don't.
You know, you're talking about a green burial. You know, up in University, Tennessee, they have the body farm.
Yes, I thought about donating my body there.
Yeah.
So if you did that, you still have to go through an autopsy and all that? Because they just destroy your insides in an autopsy.
No, I mean, you don't have to. It depends on how you die.
Yeah, but they're doing autopsies all the time on people.
I don't know. I wouldn't think so because they need the body in its original state so they can.
So
test
you can
if
practice it,
right.
so you know where things are, not shoved in your cavity. And I guess the worst part of it to me is just, being naked. That to me, that just makes you so vulnerable, you know. Even though I know you don't know it. Wow, they have a lot of flowers that look like. I had said, shoot, I'd just like to be, just wrap me in a sheet or whatever if you can't stand the thought of just putting me in the ground, wrap it in a linen or whatever. Just bury me on the farm, like in a tree, plant a nice tree there.
I think, I mean, you have to get permission for that. I mean, somebody has to sign off on that, like legally, like a
You
judge.
do, but it's not hard to do.
Yeah.
Bury me near right at Nook.
I've had people. Oh yeah. I've seen a couple of cases come through, like you want to disinterm someone, the
Yeah.
judge has to sign an order saying that this can happen, and it's usually because somebody got buried. It's like, why did they bury him? They bury him with the rest of their family. It's moving him to this cemetery instead of that cemetery, and I've seen that be allowed. It's pretty routine. I mean, it's not routine as if it happens all the time, but like. They don't sit down and have a hearing and talk, you know, unless I guess it was opposed. So that
Well, I imagine it's pretty expensive to. I mean, it's going to cost at least as what it costs to bury him. Did I tell you that I bought a marker for markers?
You told me you had, did it come in?
Yeah. And she's actually near the cross. So it's right before you get to where you would go left to go down that little road where Johnny Denny. It's up in the middle of that. And I was thinking that it was right on the edge, but it's not. It's a little bit, like a row or two in. Yeah. I remember I was telling Tad, he said, oh, she didn't have one? I said, no.
Uh-oh. Yeah, ZZ Top.
I'm telling you, said, those aren't new, these aren't new to me.
Yeah, but when he asked his granny, she's like, I've heard of them. That's about all she can really say. Most of the things. I've probably heard it.
I don't think this was her, that wasn't her era.
Well, she was listening to country music. Well,
Right.
this was like when did Grange come out? 73?
Yep.
She was listening to pop and disco-y stuff. Well, AM radio. We listen to AM radio. Whatever's on AM is what we listen to.
Yeah.
Which is good stuff.
I went through a season of, I don't remember listening to any music really. I mean, nothing is really familiar to me. But there was something about 70s rock that just never diminished.
Well, still holds a place for me too.
Yeah. A lot of it, I mean, I don't listen to a whole lot of it. Even what I listened to as a teenager. her divorce, she said she had evidence of him being unfaithful. So she took him. She didn't. She said, I didn't have it. I knew he was. I didn't have any evidence about it, but he didn't know that. I said, well, that's guilty conscience, I guess.
Can you hold on?
Okay. Always like visiting Anoka.
Oh, yeah. You know, we rode by Aunt Katie's house too, and I have a lot of fond memories of like going around the block on bicycles, going round and round. And that was new for us. You know, we lived in the country. We didn't have blocks,
Yeah.
and in the house it was always seemed like so formal to me and all this stuff. But really, it was just a tiny little, like a meal house, so, you know, just tiny. And I was like, gosh, the perception of the memories you have.
And think something like some of these questions, like when you were a kid and you went to somebody's house, what would make you think they were rich? What was something that you thought was just fancy? Me, it was having 2 stories. If you had 2 stories, that was you were rich.
Well, I laughed at YouTube or TikTok. Somebody was saying how when they grew up, there was always the one room that they never could go in. And remember, we had that at Barbara's. That living room was only for special events or something like that. And it's like if you were ever caught in it, like, and they showed pictures of like the console stereos.
Yeah.
The console TVs.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, yeah. Let's see. I always thought, well, Aunt Katie had a living room. Now, forget the fact that her furniture had plastic covers on it. But I always thought that was an elegant thing. And her Christmas tree was one of the, you know, those lights that were had 3 or 4 colors, green and red, that turned around, and that's what colored your tree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that was the ultimate thing. That's my station.
Yeah, well, I get a lot of TikToks that'll be just like, you remember these things? And it'll show you things like shampoos and foods and
Yeah.
logos and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, when we were, some days at work, especially weekends, we had time to sit around and BS. We did things like, I wanted to know how many stores on Broad Street could they remember. We named a pretty good bit of them.
Now, the ones that were around when I was little, it was a department store. What was it? I said Kessler's.
Yeah. Well, it used to, you know, Belks and Millers and all those Essermans.
I think there was a Penny's down there in the 70s.
saw a TikTok where they had a rotary phone, and they had two millennials or Gen X's, and gave them 10 minutes to figure out how to dial this number. And I mean, they were like, they
They
could
didn't have
not.
to go all the way to the.
They would like just
Yeah.
punch, put